Welcome back to another video. Today I'm discussing who had the most help in New Gen outside of Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. The only reason I'm not going to discuss Tanjiro in this video, just for off the benefactor, he is the obvious choice. Tanjiro had the most help, and I'm talking about the main popular shonen animes that I've seen that I can talk well on, and Tanjiro had the most help because he's faced demons and he needs help to face upper moons. There was no respect in the ones in that current mindset. Of course, outside of Tanjiro though, it's that boy Itadori. I don't think Itadori has won a one-on-one fight. Now many will say, what about the Mahito and Itadori fight and how it ended? For me, anytime Itadori is in a fight, or at least in his villains, he decides the kill shot. He always gives the kill shot to the enemy to give him some sort of feat and somehow climb the ranks to get on their level. No. Throughout most, if not all the fight, he received help. He's received tactical advantage rather through Todo, Gojo's, Yuta, Nobara, Megumi, Gojo, just many people within his fights, right? Many people within his fights, rather to weaken the villain or to just give him an advantage over the villain that he may not have had before if he respected the ones. Now, since there is basically no 1v1 fighting, Itadori does take that number one spot on who I think had the most help in New Gen. For me, it's Tanjiro, clear cut number one. That's why I won't even discuss that show. And then it's Itadori, mostly because they really do be jumping. For sure be jumping. Itadori doesn't even have a sure hit effect in his domain. There's no sure hit. So even when Itadori has, garnered the attention or garnered the feats, when he has to fight Sukuna, he's mostly jumping Sukuna. I know Sukuna is a bad example just because how big a threat Sukuna is. Mahito, he only goes to killing blow. And maybe he runs ones with that little curse that him and Nobara run into. But he still does that with Nobara's help. So on to the next ranking, because I'm making this video a little bit longer. Number 3 on who I think received the most help, and then I'll discuss who received the least help in a different video, is of course that boy. And I'm talking about popular shonens, Asta. Now it was between Asta and Deku for me, but for at least Asta, because in the earlier fights that we see Black Clover in, rather him being first introduced, even to I think up until the Witch Queen arc, during that little forest arc, they respected the ones. They was letting Asta really fight the battles, really avoiding the Black Bulls, having that help there. And of course, if they helped Asta in any sort of way, it was more of a hindrance to Asta to show, hey Asta, I could really help you for real, but I don't think you need my help, but I still want to be here for you. So they gradually still gain more attention, gain more popularity, and they of course put themselves more into arcs. Now once that Witch Queen arc pops into play, oh, let me tell you something. When Vanessa is able to change, when she is able to get that chance to get that reality threat and basically change the outcome of every single battle that may have ended up in a death, that increasingly helped the Black Bulls. Now does this happen in almost any fight? Nah, mostly luck is off fighting 1v1. If not, he has Magna there to back him up, but mostly it's Magna and luck, mostly fighting ones. But Vanessa has been involved in almost every fight after the Witch Queen arc, and in that terms, she is changing the fate of every single battle. I'm sorry, I don't know what her magic is called or ability is called, but I know that she is able to change the fate in almost every single battle that she is a part of, and that is almost every Asta's battle. And of course, Asta's facing stronger enemies, so he may need, more help in that department. So you know, since within that, since he's getting that kind of fight, that is altering the fight, whereas he's not really getting the combatic help from someone as with Itadori. Itadori may get the combatic help of another strong sorcerer. He's getting more of, hey, yo, pull me back, help me out. You know, they can't really put any fits on the enemies that Asta is facing, but they can change the deciding factor of the fight, while Asta is meanwhile fighting the guys 1v1. So for me, it will be number 3, Asta getting the most help. Now, who has the least help in New Gen? That will be discussed in a different video. But yeah, for me, Itadori, outside of Tanjiro, has the most help in New Gen. Then it'll be Asta, and I'll talk about who has the least in a different video. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.